Barakata Yahweh, Barakata Yahushai, Ba'ashem Raka Kodash, Barakatam. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and infinite honors to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, noble honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well, and peace and salutations to Yahakim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity to the four corners of the globe. May you brothers endure until the end. This is the brother Raya with another video, and I'm going to start it off with Proverbs 29 verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And the people are definitely mourning right now with Esau, Edom, the so-called white man in rulership. Because ever since you Edomites came into your rulership around the Renaissance, you've just turned this whole world upside down. I mean, at this point, the oceans are polluted, the skies are polluted, food's polluted, and relationships between men and women are polluted. That's why you've got all these movements starting up, such as MGTOW or what have you, where men are just walking away from the whole system because feminism has made women so toxic that men don't want to deal with them. And then on top of that, you've got this whole transgender, homosexuality, and lesbianism getting pushed in society, which is further creating animosity between men and women. It's gotten so bad that the sexes are looking to deal with rubber dolls instead of actual people. Just complete madness. If this society was allowed to go on for another 20 years, which Yahweh willing it doesn't, who knows how alien this world would look. But what I'll be getting into with this video is this whole transgender agenda, which is what it is. It's an agenda by the elites to help in their depopulation agenda. But I'm going to go to my first article on telegraph.co.uk titled, Boys Can Have Periods Too. Children to be taught in latest victory for transgender campaigners. So just from the title alone, it's just complete madness. And I mean, stuff like this, it should be common sense that a biological boy doesn't have a period, and that a period is only for a female to help with her pregnancy cycle. But I digress. People have become so dumbed down in this society that they'll actually believe this type of rhetoric. School children will be taught that all genders can have periods in new sex education lessons. In a victory for transgender rights campaigners, the advice to teachers was approved by Brighton and Hove City Council as they try to tackle stigma around menstruation. And Brighton and Hove is in England, showing that this is a worldwide agenda. The new advice follows a council report which said trans boys and men and non-binary people may have periods, adding that menstruation must be inclusive of all genders, and a trans boy or man is a woman who's confused into thinking she's a man, so of course she would have a period because her body's designed to have periods. Bins used for menstruation products will be provided in all toilets for children, according to the report. It also called for transgender students and pupils to be provided with additional support from a school nurse if needed. The report recommends that language and learning about periods is inclusive of all genders, cultures, faiths, and sexual orientations. For example, girls and women and others who have periods. Salakia. Brighton and Hove City Council said in a statement, by encouraging effective education on menstruation and puberty, we hope to reduce the stigma and ensure no child or young person feels shame in asking for period products inside or outside of school if they need them. We believe that it's important for all genders to be able to learn and talk about menstruation together. Our approach recognizes the fact that some people who have periods are trans or non-binary. I mean, what more needs to be said? Just complete madness. Like, we live in a society to the point to where you have to tell a woman that it's normal to have a period because she thinks she's a boy and boys don't have periods. Again, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. What else? It's just, I shouldn't be surprised, but I'm at a loss for words. And I mean, it's going to get to the point with Esau Edom being the mad scientist that he is, to where they're going to create it in some genetic way that a man will be able to have children, because they did some experiments with mice to where two male mice were able to give birth to a child. And you know what the next step is human testing. So this place just needs to go. I mean, it's bad enough that you've got men running around here dressed up like women, confusing people out here, to where it gets to the point where you have to ask a woman that you're dealing with whether she's a man or not. And man, but I'm gonna go to Romans chapter 1 verse 25. I'm gonna read to 27. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie. Esau, Edom, saying that a man who thinks he's a woman is a woman, or vice versa, is actually that, even though their biology says otherwise, and worshipped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. And that's exactly what Esau does. That's what this whole Satanism agenda is where man pushes himself to be as the Most High, where man is his own God, that do as thou wilt spirit. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature, such as a woman thinking she's a boy and has to be taught that it's normal for her to have periods even though she thinks she's a boy, even though biologically she's a woman, or even just getting a sex change to have her vagina all butchered to become like a messed up looking penis. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving themselves that recompense or that reward of their error which was meet. And not just are you sodomites out there dying from these diseases, as well as having to wear adult diapers because you can't hold your shit because your rectum's all messed up, but when judgment starts coming out here from Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, you're going to be destroyed for being a damn sodomite. But not only are men now, chiefly you so-called white men, leaving the natural use of women to burn for the lust for another man, but you want to get it down to where it's normal to deal with a little boy as well. That's why they're also pushing for this pedophilia agenda, adding a P to LGBTQ, which segues into my next article on the Daily Wire, titled 11-year-old boy dressed in drag dances at gay bar, gets dollar bills thrown at him. And look at this monster right here. This is the fruits of the labor of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. This is the future he wants to create for the world. On December 1st, an 11-year-old boy dressed in drag danced on stage in a sexual manner at a gay bar in Brooklyn, New York, called the $3 Bill, Salakia. And he wasn't dancing at a clubhouse for little kids. This was an adult bar where adult men go to deal in homosexuality, where this 11-year-old was dancing. So point blank period, this bar should have been closed down, and the proprietors arrested, and the people in there arrested for condoning in pedophilia. The child Desmond Naples was dressed as Gwen Stefani look-alike, full drag makeup, a blonde wig, and crop top included, as he bounced around on stage to No Doubt's Like a Girl and collected dollar bills from male adults viewing the number. The Daily Wire has reviewed and confirmed the performance through video and photos posts on social media, but has chosen not to link to the exploitive footage because it's pedophilia. It might as well be the same as child pornography, filming an underage boy dancing. The performance, first flagged by YouTuber Yosef Oziah, was promoted on Eventbrite by $3 Bill. Only in New York, a nightclub that makes you go, whoa, reads the promotion, featuring upcoming legend from television and the runway. Desmond is amazing performing live. This stage, this dance floor, this house is ours as long as we protect it. Wow. So you actually had an Eventbrite for this madness. This is just further proof that Esau, Edom, is the devil that the Bible speaks of, and a devil simply means deceiver, and he's deceived the whole world or most of it, into thinking that it's okay to be a damn sodomite, or that it's natural for a man to believe he's a woman, or a woman to believe she's a man. And this was all prophesied in the scriptures to happen. And I'm going to close it off with 2nd Esdras chapter 5. I'm going to start at verse 1 and skip around a bit. Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the day shall come that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And we're quickly coming on to this time of Jacob's trouble, where there will be that famine of the word, and a great number of people shall be taken in the famines, in the pestilences, in the earthquakes, and the wars. But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, that thou hast heard long ago. And you got to remember, Esdras saw these things thousands of years ago in a time when things weren't wicked like they were now. And it definitely is increased above that which he saw back then or had heard long ago. For instance, in Sodom and Gomorrah. Because now you've got people with the ability to get sex changes and a vocal reassignment to make them sound more like a woman or a man, to where in some instances they could completely pass as one. Just complete madness. Now I'm going to jump to verse 8. There shall be confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters, like this 11-year-old drag queen. That's a monster. That kid's got a demon on him. And if this place was allowed to go on for 20 more years, imagine what he would be like as a full-grown adult. That would be just a waste of space. Just this brute beast that wouldn't have any use in society. Just a psychotic freak. But that's pretty much all that needs to be said, Akim. Esau Edom needs to go. It's just complete madness. So with this video, I hope you sincere Akim were edified. As always, Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Until next time, Shalom.